You ever feel like you're just playing a game you can't possibly win? You're chasing success, you're getting all the things you thought you wanted, but you still feel like something big is missing. Well, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're diving deep into that exact feeling.
Man, this image right here probably hits close to home for a lot of us, right? You did everything society told you to do. You got the degree, you landed the job, you climbed for that promotion, you followed the script to a T. But that amazing feeling of fulfillment you were promised at the top, it's just not there. Instead, it's kind of quiet and hollow. If you know that feeling, then you're in exactly the right place, because we're about to explore why that hollowness isn't a sign of failure at all, but actually a signpost pointing you to something much, much more meaningful.
All right, so let's start by putting a name to this game so many of us are caught up in, often without even knowing it. We'll call it the status trap. It's that script that says our value is all about external things. Job titles, how many likes we get, the stuff we own. But here's the thing. That script, it's fundamentally broken. It's a game that's rigged from the very start, because it's based on things that can never, ever truly satisfy us.
And this slide, it just lays out the great disconnect perfectly. Look at the promise versus the reality. We chase status because we think it's going to bring us happiness, but what we usually get is this constant anxiety about losing it. We think it'll earn us respect, but instead it just throws us into this draining, endless comparison with other people who always seem to have a little bit more. We hope for security, but we end up feeling empty, realizing that external rewards just can't fill an internal hole. It's an unwinnable game, because the goalposts are always moving.
But here's the big twist. That feeling of emptiness, that nagging little voice that keeps whispering, "Hey, is this really all there is?" That is not a sign that you've messed up. It's actually the complete opposite. It's a signal. It's a sign that something much deeper inside you is trying to get your attention, calling you to look beyond all the surface-level stuff.
Yeah, this internal pull isn't just some vague feeling or a problem you need to fix. Nope, it's a recognized, fundamental part of being human. It's a drive that we all have. And just knowing that, just recognizing it for what it is, that's the first and honestly the most important step toward finding real fulfillment.
So what do we call this deeper calling? Well, it has a name: self-transcendence. This right here is the central idea for our whole explainer, and it is the absolute key that unlocks why that whole status game feels so deeply unsatisfying to so many of us.
Think about that for a second. Self-transcendence is this innate, powerful human need to connect our lives to something bigger than just ourselves. It's that desire to find meaning that isn't just tied to our own ego, our own status, or our own wins. Honestly, many psychologists argue it's a need that's just as real and vital to our well-being as food or water.
So how does this actually show up in real life? Well, it's a huge shift in our values, a total change in the questions we start asking ourselves. So instead of asking, how can I look good? We start asking, okay, what's true here? Instead of thinking, what can I get from this? Our focus shifts to, what can I give? It's all about moving from a life that's centered on me, to one that's centered on service, or community, or creativity, or some cause that's bigger than us.
Okay, now we are getting to what is maybe the most powerful idea in this entire explainer. We're about to completely reframe that feeling of dissatisfaction we started with, and turn what feels like a problem into your most valuable guide.
Let that just sink in for a moment. All that frustration, that quiet sense that you're on the wrong path, it is not a sign that you are broken. It is a sign that your system is working perfectly.
And the whole point is right here in this quote. The reason the status game feels so hollow isn't because there's something wrong with you. It's because you were made for more. You've outgrown it. Your inner self is craving something more substantial, something real. Your dissatisfaction isn't a flaw. It's your compass pointing you toward home.
So this is what it all boils down to. That feeling of emptiness? It's your internal guidance system. It's your true north, and it's telling you that the ladder of status is just not going to lead to the destination your soul is actually looking for. It's pointing you toward a completely different wall, a different horizon, one that's labeled purpose.
And see, that leaves us with one last really essential question to carry with you. If that feeling of dissatisfaction is your compass, if it's a sign that you are made for more than just surface-level living, what direction is it pointing you in? What is your purpose trying to tell you?